Earth is the only planet in the solar system known to harbor life. Made mostly out of rock with a molten iron-nickel core, the planet's age has been calculated to an estimate of a little over 4.5 billion years. A lot has changed over time, as well as its inhabitants, the human race. Human civilization have thrived for about 6 million years, evolving into modern form about 200,000 years ago. Humans were able to survive and adapt in different environments in the world, even the harsh ones such as Antarctica. Granted the privilege of the evolution of our body parts, especially our brain, our capabilities and potentials have increased significantly and aid us in our survival. Through the course of our existence, we have developed technologies that aid us and have made our lives easier. Let us go back to where it probably started. The term Paleolithic is derived from the Greek words paleos, meaning old, and lithos, meaning stone. Paleolithic era, or Stone Age, is the first out of the three-age system of archaeology. It preceded the Bronze Age and the Iron Age. It marks the earliest use of tools made out of spoon by hominins, mammals perceived to be the ancestors of modern humans. The said era can be segmented into three parts: the Lower, Middle, and Upper Paleolithic. Lower Paleolithic or Old Stone Age is said to have dated back to around 2.6 million years ago. It represents the early phase of the Stone Age, which appeared first in Africa and is by far the longest among the three divisions of the Stone Age. It is said to have lasted up until 200,000 years ago, though this differs depending on the location. This period is characterized by simple tool development such as hand axes and cleavers by Australopithecines, Homo habilis, and in the later part of the division by multiple cultures that were associated with early Homo erectus. Scientific discoveries in the Lower Paleolithic age are mostly made of or somehow related to stones, because the term is, after all, derived from the Greek words paleos and lithos. Our early ancestors existing in this area, archaeologists call hominins, were discovered to have developed tools from stones and bones to further aid them in their daily living, mainly in hunting. These edge tools, usually from soft stones such as flint, was created through the process of percussion flaking, dating between 2.5 million to 1.5 million years ago. Soon after that, around 100,000 years ago, these humans evolved into Homo sapiens and started using sharpened animal bones to produce tools for sewing, hunting, and fishing. The evolution of these Homo sapiens took place at the same time Neanderthal hominins were controlling fire. Although fire is a very important discovery still crucial to human survival to this day, scientists still do not know how it was initially produced by early humans. Technological inventions during the Lower Paleolithic period. The oldest stone tool tradition in records is the Oldowan tradition, which was found to have dated back around 2.6 million years ago, the time assumed to be the start of the Lower Paleolithic period. Archaeologists first discovered these tools in Olduvai Gorge in Tanzania, and later on in several places in Eastern, Central, and Southern Africa. But the oldest artifacts were found in Gona in Ethiopia. The Oldowan technology is characterized by simple but all-purpose tools made out of quartz, quartzite, and basalt with scratched surface to form sharp edges. The said flakes were said to be used for chopping and cutting. The Acheulean tradition dated back to around 1.7 million years ago and represent an immense revolution in Stone Age technology. The reports of hand axe discoveries were from a wide range of areas, spanning from Western Europe to the Indian subcontinent and southern Africa up to the northern Europe. The tools from this tradition were said to probably made by closer modern human ancestors, Homo erectus and archaic Homo sapiens. Acheulean technology is best known for its unique and distinct stone hand axes. The hand axes were used in a wide range of tasks, which include the butchering and skinning of animals, digging in the soil, and cutting of woods and plants. In the same timeline with this tradition is also the emergence of other technologies such as wooden spears and the controlled use of fire. The social and economic transformations during the Lower Paleolithic period. Home to Britain's oldest human fossils, Boxgrove in Sussex is also the most important British site for this period. Evidence has been found there for flint knapping and butchery. Hunting also did take place, as they found a spear wound on a horse and on other animals. Flint knapping was used in hunting and butchering of animals. They also found bifacial hand axes, which would have been used for butchery. No settlement evidence has been found near the Boxgrove hunting sites, so the meat may have been transported away. This tells us quite a lot about the social structure of Boxgrove's occupants. They went out in formal hunting groups with weapons and butchering devices. They share food among the community. Our ancestors had a form of cooperative social organization. Primates that are genetically unrelated do not cooperate with each other as a general rule, so the Boxgrove hunting group displays signs of greater awareness as its members recognize the need to cooperate for their survival. They were working together for the common good to achieve the best results. The wide variety of animals hunted at the Boxgrove shows that early humans were also very adaptable and that they could cope with different circumstances. We have very little evidence for an economic organization in the Lower Paleolithic. It appears that only two commodities were highly sought after: food and the means of obtaining it. With abundant meat supplies, the only problem was how to obtain it. Trade or exchange, therefore, would not have occurred, for the most valued resource was readily available to early humans. If small units function on their own and members of each group cooperated with one another, then trade and exchange beyond the group would not be necessary. Political events during the Lower Paleolithic period. Very little is known about the social organization of the earliest Paleolithic. Though Lower Paleolithic hominins, such as Homo habilis and Homo erectus, are likely to have had more complex structures than chimpanzee societies. It is possible that the late Oldowan or early Acheulean humans, such as Homo ergaster and Homo erectus, may have been the first people to invent central campsites or home bases to aid in their foraging and hunting activities, dating as early as 1.7 million years ago. However, the earliest solid evidence for the existence of such campsites among humans only dates back to about 500,000 years ago. Human societies from the Paleolithic to early Neolithic farming tribes live without states and organized governments. It is possible that for most of the Lower Paleolithic period, human societies were more hierarchical than their Middle and Upper Paleolithic descendants, and they probably were not grouped into bands. Though towards the end of the period, the latest population of Homo erectus may have started living in small-scale and possibly egalitarian bands, similar to Middle and Upper Paleolithic societies. Some sources claim that there is no formal division of labor during the Paleolithic, and each member of the group was skilled at all tasks essential to survival, regardless of their individual abilities. Other sources also argue that most Paleolithic groups may have been larger, more complex, sedentary, and warlike compared to most contemporary hunter-gatherer societies, since they are occupying more resource-abundant areas than most modern hunter-gatherers who have been pushed into marginal habitats by agricultural societies.